CreepyCon Aftermath. Was it worth the drive? The crowds and the tickets. After hitting the convention center, shopping the floor, grabbing the snacks, here's what you need to know, especially if you're thinking of going next year. Welcome to Villains of Horror, where we do all things horror related, from horror movies to horror events. If you like spooky stuff, subscribe for more. I'm sure you're going to find something on this channel that you're going to love. But jumping right into the video. Going to CreepyCon Aftermath. This is our first time ever going to this event. I've seen some things about this event online, but I wanted to go for myself to check it out and see how things were. We did get the weekend tickets, but I'll let you guys know what do I think about that versus the individual day tickets and everything like that. But first things first, driving out there wasn't too bad. Getting out there, the first thing I do want to mention is the parking. So we showed up actually Saturday, and we showed up, I want to say midday. It was still fairly early, but I think the convention had already started. It's been going on for a couple of hours. So when we showed up on Saturday, all the parking inside the main parking lot was already full, but there was parking across the street. There was like a B convention center parking lot area that we can park in. There's plenty of parking in there. I believe it was $20 to park. Wasn't too bad. Once we parked, we were able to cross the street and go right into the convention center, walk through security, and it was a short line to get your wristbands for the weekend. And then right from there, we walked straight in and we walked right into the convention center floor. Now, this is where I think CreepyCon Aftermath really shined compared to something like Midsummer Scream, which is a lot bigger and way more crowded. The vendors that were there seem to have had a lot more reasonably priced items, if that makes sense. Even though I did notice there were some vendors that were there that were also at Midsummer Scream, but it just seems like overall the pricing for stuff there seemed to have been a lot lower priced. For example, I got this Coraline handmade, I guess, doll that actually is like handmade with stuff. I believe this was like $30 something. If I remember the boutique, I will leave the link down below. But yeah, this wasn't bad at all. I also got, these are some 3D printed from Helsing, his guns, I want to say. This, both sets, I want to say, I think he got charged like $30. Like, not bad. Honestly, like, that's not bad at all for something like this. Granted, though, I do know this is 3D printed, so it's not like, you know, they're like metal or anything like that. But for just a quick display piece, these aren't bad at all. Speaking of stuff that was 3D printed, I will say I did notice a lot of vendors did have 3D printed items, which to me, I still think it's kind of in like that sweet spot right now where you can create some really cool designs and it doesn't cost a ton. So you can get some nice cool 3D, you know, printed stuff for your desk or knickknacks, things like that. And especially there, everything seemed to be fairly reasonably priced. There was some stuff that was bigger, that was more expensive, but comparing it to Midsummer Scream, where there were some items that were, you know, $150, finding stuff that were under $50, you know, and stuff that you actually want to buy and, you know, have. To me, I was like, oh, that was actually like pretty nice. I would compare it to even, what is it, LA HorrorCon when we went last year. A lot of stuff there seemed to be more reasonably priced. And even though that was small, that was fairly small, but I did actually get, I'm going to like zoom out. I don't know if you can see up here, that guy over there I got from LA HorrorCon. Actually, I think I may have gotten that one from there as well. Actually, no, I think I got that from Midsummer Scream last year. But I want to say that guy over there was like $40 or something like that. Like, to me, items like that are like well worth it. That is, if I can remember, I will put the person's Instagram down below, but that is literally like a paper mache portrait of the corpse bride. I think that's like really cool. So finding items like that at a more reasonably priced that you could tell like they were, you know, handcrafted, I think that's definitely worth it. But the cool thing is, though, it was a lot less crowded. So we had time to walk around the floor multiple times. We went through, I want to say like 3 times fully from start to finish. Got to chance to go through. We actually got a chance to talk to some of the vendors as well. Even if there was stuff that I wasn't like interested in buying, we got a chance just to talk to them about their setup and stuff like that. So we spent a good amount of time just walking through, looking at everything. And I want to say it wasn't the biggest. There's definitely a lot less vendors, versus something like Midsummer Scream, but I feel like the quality that you could get with those type of vendors, because you can actually talk to them. We got like a lot of people with business cards and things like that. There was a lot of like independent artists there that were like making, you know, their own custom stuff. To me, it felt like a very fun vibe because of it was a lot less crowded, even though we did go on Saturday. And Saturdays are typically the, you know, most busiest days. We had plenty of time to walk through, look at everything, and really just kind of explore. And then even going to the section where there was the autographs, there were some booths, some people that were there that they did have a fairly big line, but not everyone. So if you were there and there was someone that you wanted to get their autograph from, you could do it. I mean, you would probably be waiting at the most, 20 minutes, I want to say. I don't know what the pricing was to get the autographs from certain people. I didn't look at that, but we did go through there. We walked through there a couple times, and most times when we were walking through there, it didn't seem like it was that long of a wait to get your autograph with someone. Other thing to note when it comes down to food, there was still some food booths that were open. You could go outside. There was an outside section where there was actually like outside stage where they were playing music, and there was some food trucks that were out there. There was also there's like a cafe out in the main hallway, and there was the food vendors that were inside of the main showroom floor. So there was food and stuff like that. I just wind up getting a coffee and getting a pastry from the cafe. Fairly standard stuff. Wasn't too bad with that. So, but I think like if you're going there and you want to spend like the full day, there's like some food that there is outside. Only thing is though, where it's at, it's fairly hot there all the time. So it was just hot outside. So we went outside for a minute. Then we came back indoors, back inside the AC. Other thing I do want to mention is for the cosplay, there was fairly a good amount of people that were in cosplay, that were fully dressed up. We saw Five Nights at Freddy and various other costumes that were there. There were actually quite a few people that were dressed up, which was nice to see. I did see, I want to say it was actually the media team for CreepyCon themselves. They were taking pictures and getting close-ups of all the people in different costumes and everything like that. So I think if you want to go there and dress up, you can. It's a cool place. And the good thing, because since it wasn't so crowded, you actually could get pictures of people in their full costumes. Like people were literally just like stopping and taking pictures, and people wanted you to take pictures of them like in their full costume. So that's also a nice thing. Because I do want to say at like Midsummer Scream and things like that, when there's just so many people, you see something cool, you don't really have time to try to stop and be like, oh, can I get a picture? You know what I mean? You don't really have time. But here, you had plenty of time. Now, I know that I'm saying that it was less crowded, and I don't want to make that seem like it's a negative thing. I know that the CreepyCon Aftermath is the smaller version of their normal CreepyCon. So there's pros and cons to that. I want to say for me, if you want something that is a bit more low key, and you can go have fun, I think this is a good convention to go to. We did see even people were there with their kids and stuff like that, even though people bring their kids to all other type of events. I mean, I feel like we're going to be the same way, because if you like going to these type of events, why not bring your kids with you? Sometimes it's nice just to go to a event where you're not going to be just fighting over people to just walk, if that makes sense. Now, the big question is one day enough? I would say in our opinion, it was. We did get the weekend tickets. We were going to go Friday, but we just got back from Horror Nights the night before, and we were really tired. So we didn't go Friday because I know it was a shortened day Friday. We wind up going Saturday. We were going to go Saturday and Sunday, but after going Saturday, we walked through the convention center a couple of times. We saw everything, which was cool to see. I forgot the one vendor's name, but they had a whole bunch of comic books and things like that, and VHS tapes and things that were off into like the other room, like across from like the main showroom floor. So we went through everything a couple of times, and for us, there wasn't really a need to go another day. So I feel like unless there is something particularly going on the other days, you don't necessarily need to go multiple days. Because with this convention, there's no like panels or anything like that. There is certain things that are happening on certain days. So if you want to go and see something on that certain day, yeah, for sure, go multiple days. But at least for us, it was kind of a one and done type of thing, which I think is fine. You can go to a convention, have fun, be there for a while, a couple hours, spend some money, with the vendors that are there, do everything that you got to do. And then you can be like, all right, cool, this was a good time. Let's go and, we do something different. So in our opinion, I would say you can do it one time. But CreepyCon Aftermath, it's a fun experience. If you want to go check it out, I'd say it's worth doing. If you like conventions, if you like horror stuff, if you like spooky stuff, go check it out. I think it's for sure worth it. But speaking of fun and interesting things, if you want to see the video when we went to Midsummer Scream, check this video out right here. Subscribe for more, and we see you in the next one.